any attempt to build wealth, to start and scale your six, seven, and nine-figure brand, and to position yourself to embrace a better quality of life means that at the most basic level, you understand what is market viability.
Gary Thompson, the sales communication professional, best-selling author and private equity investor, says, master the client conversion ladder and optimize your business success. He continues, many rising stars in business try to get from A to Z in a split second in the client conversion journey. That approach will set you up for frustration, time, money, and effort being wasted. The alphabet has 26 letters. Each letter has great significance in words formation and in human expression. The client conversion process has many steps, and when these steps are overlooked, it negatively influences your ability to attract and communicate with the ideal client. You must invest in breaking through the know, like, and trust barriers that allow you to win in business. He went on to say, the first step in your client conversion journey begins with relationships. 1. Fill the relationship gaps. 2. Leverage relationships to overcome client rejection. 3. And position your brand to stand out in the market. Gary wants you to be successful and invites you to call us today to help you master the client conversion ladder, optimize your brand recognition, and increase the cash flow of your business.
Now, can you imagine starting a business, attempting to scale a business, divorced from an honest understanding of how viable your market is? Can you imagine this? For most who are attempting to build wealth through business, it is not difficult for you to imagine this because this is something that you have practiced for many years. So what you want to do is to unlearn starting business based on speculations and master the craft of doing business based on proven theory, based on the science, and based on the best practices. And today we will look at some of those issues. And starting this program, I emphasize the importance of understanding leadership, of understanding processes, and of understanding systems. And you owe it to yourself to commit the time, talent, and everything that you've got to understand these processes, because this is what's going to set you up to win in business, in wealth creation. And in my last broadcast, we talk about a blueprint to start and scale your six, seven, and nine-figure brand. And one of the things that we looked at is that any attempt to start and scale a six, seven, and nine-figure brand should begin with you identifying your target market. So that is you asking yourself, who is my ideal client? It's about you asking yourself, what are their specific needs? And it's about you asking yourself, how can I serve their interests at the highest level? You want to ask yourself these three important concepts, but you can go deeper than this, because asking yourself who is your ideal client and defining who is your ideal client, asking yourself what are their specific needs and being clear about their specific needs, and asking yourself, do you have the ability to satisfy and serve their interests at the highest level, does not qualify what we are calling a viable market. You can know all of that, but if you don't know if the market is viable, you couldn't be investing your time, your talent, and your resources to start and scale your six, seven, and nine-figure brand, to position yourself to build wealth in order to live a better quality of life, and all of your time goes to waste because you didn't pause to assess how viable the market is. Now, let us look at a case study. Now, let us suppose that you are going to market and your target group that you're looking at is parents. You have recognized that parents, the middle to upper class parents who have kids, they are very much concerned about the quality of education that their children are exposed to. And that spark an interest in you. So before you start a business in this area, you decide to go to the market to get a better understanding of your target market, to get a better understanding of their specific needs. And then you would then make a decision if it makes sense to innovate products and services. So on your journey to do all of this, you start to engage with PTA, Parent Teachers Association, throughout the United States of America to get a clear understanding of what are those specific needs that parents, middle and upper class parents, are complaining about. And things begin to get clearer because you start now to get a much clearer understanding of what are the specific interests of parents. And some of the things that you begin to learn is that one, parents begin to recognize that there's a good education system. Good meaning that the system ensures that their children can get access to a job. So there may be job security in specific areas. But then there start to be recognized weaknesses. There's income inequalities and there is, weaknesses in terms of inadequate income. And because of this, they start to look at the fact that they're investing a lot of money into their children's academic development, only to have their children work paycheck to paycheck. So they had a genuine concern here. And you begin to recognize as you travel around the United States of America, and as your teams travel to different parts of America, they start to see a common trend where middle and upper class parents are seriously concerned about the quality of education that their children are exposed to. So as you start to collect this information, it helps you to understand your target market even better. And now you start to assess, can you innovate products and services to reach their expectation? So because of this, you were now talking after a period of time of researching their needs, you insert yourself into those meetings because you're a parent yourself or because you're an advocate for parents. And you now start to talk about the good education, the goodness of the good education, the weakness of the good education. But then you also start to talk about the right education. And here is where you start to surface an alternative. And the right education looks something like the right education guarantees that your children will get job security. It guarantees that your children will get income security. And it also guarantees that your children will know how to build wealth. And this, your alternative is like music to parents' ear, because this is what every parents want for their children. They want to know that their investment into their children's education is going to guarantee short and long-term employment. It's going to guarantee short and long-term higher earning ability, and it's going to guarantee that their children is going to become much more educated about the process of building wealth. So parents now become excited about the right education versus the good education. And because of this, you were collecting information. So you have data on parents' name, contact numbers, contact information. So you have a database. And over a period of time, what happens, because you and your team are actively involved in going to the ground and getting the information, you now have a database of approximately 1 million persons. 1 million persons that were willing to pay and invest over $50,000 in annual budgetary allocation on their children's educational development. Again, we are talking about how do you get to the point of market viability. And starting to scale a business, it should never be an emotional decision. You want to have the facts. So now that you know that you have reached out to over 1 million persons, you have 1 million persons that is likely to show interest, that there are 1 million persons willing to invest over $50,000 in their children academic and development. What does that say to you in terms of market viability? Now, when you calculate these figures, 1 million multiplied by 50,000, you get approximately $50 billion. How viable is that for your business? What I'm saying here is that when you allow yourself to use this body of knowledge, you're doing one of the things that we talked about in leadership. You're thinking ahead. Are you thinking ahead of all these things? Are you seeing through all of these things to help you to make a better, smarter, wiser decision in terms of how you set out to start and scale your 6, 7, and 9-figure brand, how you set out to build wealth and position yourself to live a better quality of life? This is what thinking ahead truly represents. You're seeing through the entire process. You're seeing the moving parts. You're analyzing that information. You're up-leveling that information to make the best, wisest, smartest decisions in the context of business, in the context of creating wealth. And this is something that you want to do. This is success lead pool. Wealthy people are smart enough to look at all these tools and adopt them, apply them, master them in a way that position them to make massive amounts of wealth. And my humble advice to you is that when you want to position yourself to build wealth, I want you to really take the time to understand leadership, proactive leadership in the context of wealth creation. creation because you rise and fall in leadership. And it's important for you to understand the importance of leadership in the context of wealth creation. It's also important for you to understand processes. Processes is you knowing the right tools. Knowing the right tools doesn't mean that you're using the tools in the right way. You need to know the right tools and use those tools in the way in which they were built to use. Capital is a tool. Money is a tool. But many persons, you use money as a liability instead of leveraging money to become income producing assets. So you have massive amount of residual income that is coming in because you have leveraged money now in the right way. I'm not saying that you don't spend money, but if you're just spending money, you're leveraging the tool, money, the tool in the wrong way. And that's why you're going to be on that paycheck to paycheck cycle all the time. That's why you're going to be struggling to build wealth, and you're going to struggle through life. So processes helps you to understand tools, how to deploy tools appropriately, and how to achieve your ultimate play in deploying the tool, how to attain predictable outcome. All right. When you know the right tool, deploy them the right way, you get predictable outcome. And the predictable outcome that you want is to start and scale your 6, 7, and 9-figure brand, to position yourself to build wealth, and to embrace a better quality of life. These are things that we're going to go much deeper into them to ensure that you have a much clearer, better understanding of these concepts so you can adopt and apply them to position yourself to attain financial greatness. And systems, we can never underestimate systems, the importance of systems. The reason you're going to fail is because you're not clear about what you're doing. You want to be clear about your leadership best practices. You want to be clear about your processes. It's not enough to know these things. You want to systemize these things. And to systemize them means that you have an element, a high degree of transparency in terms of what you're doing. You have accountability. You have consistency. You have scalability, traceability. You have all of this. Systems gives you all of this. And wealthy people know this. And that's why you can take away all of the riches from a wealthy person and give them a few more, days and weeks and months. They're going to rebuild that whole process. They're going to rebuild like ants. You can take down the ants castle. What the ants know to do well, build. They're going to build that thing back. And they're going to build it back because they understand leadership. They understand processes and they understand systems. Wealthy people understand leadership and process and systems in the context of wealth creation. And that is why they will always be able to create wealth. So you owe it to yourself to put yourself in that position of strength where you have a healthy, wealthy state of mind and you're applying leadership, processes, and systems to build wealth yourself. Be blessed and see you in the next broadcast.
10X Branding and Marketing LLC, powering the next generation of unicorns. At 10X B&M LLC, we specialize in market research, brand innovation, market integration, and client conversion optimization. Our team of experts is dedicated to providing the strategic insights and innovative solutions needed to accelerate growth and unlock your company's full potential. Whether you're a startup looking to attract investors and your ideal clients, or an established business ready for market expansion, we're here to guide you every step of the way. Let 10X Branding and Marketing LLC fuel your journey to exceptional business success. Contact us now for a free consultation on how we can position your business to become a unicorn.